Sir, the country faces global headwinds in terms of economic prospects. There is a slowdown of global growth. There is a slowdown of global trade. So the government and the finance minister has to confront these challenges. Sir, but when I look at the government trying to stick to fiscal discipline, this is my starting point. I would like to compliment the finance minister and the government. Maybe, sir, it shows some light in relation to the recent Niti Aayog report about some of the states needing to learn something from the center trying to stick to this fiscal discipline. Sir, I may have a few differences with the Honorable Finance Minister with regard to the allocation, but I would like to start by complimenting the government that they have remained fiscally responsible. Sir, the biggest splash the budget makes is in terms of the tax relief that is granted to the middle classes. Sir, all of us welcome it because these are the classes that have been contributing to the direct taxes, which constitute the largest chunk of the revenue that the government gets, sir. But 1 lakh crore rupees is a substantive money, sir. Sir, I would want to buy into the government and the Honorable Finance Minister's belief that this will spur the consumption growth leading to the money funneling back into the economy. But sir, I think the government would have to be mindful. So 1 lakh crores per year is substantive amount, sir. So the total education budget estimate for the next year is 1,28,000 crores. Sir, for the health, it is 99,858 crores. Sir, for Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, the total budget estimate, sir, is 26,026 crores. Sir, if I were to notionally look at this 1 lakh crores being divided amongst the Education, Health and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, it would have meant, sir, if there was no tax cut, I'm just giving a hypothetical, I'm not suggesting there should not be a tax cut, it would have meant 33,000 crores more for education. 1/3 of that amount would have meant that the education sector would have got a 25% jump on the budget estimates that the education department has. 33,000 crores for health, sir, for 1 year would have been a 33% growth of the amounts that would be allotted. Sir, for Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, which I believe is going to be the engine of driving India's growth tomorrow, sir, the growth would have been 130%. Sir, if we just pause for a minute and look at if this 1 lakh crores could hypothetically be divided amongst these three, sir, the growth and the impetus in each of these sectors would have been stupendous. But sir, as I mentioned, I would want to be optimistic. Let me buy into the government's vision. Let me buy into the Honorable Minister's vision, Finance Minister's vision, that this will spur consumption growth. I am slightly skeptical, sir, but even if it were to translate into a 50% reality, it would still be worth it because a large section that is contributing to Indian economy is felt rewarded by the government. That sections will feel that the government is listening to them. But it is time that most of that money, and I would appeal to those people who are getting those tax monies to please plow it back into Indian economy. Don't splurge it on traveling abroad, please travel in India. Don't splurge it on spending on foreign goods, please spend it on goods that are manufactured in India. Government made an overture to you. If you respond and if you were to give government a helping hand, you will get more reliefs later. If this does not work for the government, then the tax-paying class needs to understand that they are not repaying the government's faith and the government may not want to extend these kind of benefits. Let us please note this as a warning for ourselves. Sir, because I have touched upon three areas that could have immensely benefited if the amounts were to be contributed to them, I will touch upon only these three areas, sir, as my theme on the three suggestions that I want to make. Sir, education. Sir, one area within the limited allocation that is made, I want the government to really speed up this process, but that is sadly lacking, sir, is the internet connectivity to schools. Sir, the UDISC report of 23-24, which is of the government of India, shows, sir, that only 57% of Indian schools have functional computers, sir. And only 53% of the schools have internet access. Sir, if we have to take digital education, and that is the easiest way, sir, to scale and give education to the large masses, I would hope the government can get these figures to reach 100% as soon as possible. Sir, on health, two issues that I wanted to suggest to the government, sir. One is we need to have an artificial intelligence rollout in terms of providing healthcare benefits, sir, for the people, because that will really scale up this whole process. Sir, I also find that one looming threat that we face, that is antimicrobial resistance, the government has been considerate. It has increased the budget allocation from 52 crores to 54 crores. But I want the ministry to note that the utilization has come down from 38 crores in 22-23 to 17 crores in 23-24. So the loss, sir, in notional GDP terms is going to be very high for India. This is a looming crisis. Everybody is forgetting about it because this does not immediately shriek for attention, but it is one of the largest crises that will confront India in the next 2 to 3 years. I want the ministries to give it full attention, sir. So then last of the topics I wanted to touch upon is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Sir, as I said in the earlier part of my speech, sir, this ministry is going to be the greatest engine driver of growth, sir, because this ministry will work across sectors. It will work through education, it will work through health, it will work through every sector that is possible. Sir, the allocations are very minimal. So the centers of excellence, India can't have one center of excellence, sir, for one discipline in one part of the country. I think it is time, sir, the centers of excellence we need to have in every zone, if not in every state. I would request the government to at least make provisioning for next year onwards that these centers of excellence are given to each of the states, sir. So the last of the topics, since I have another 30 seconds, sir, is urban development. I would compliment the government, sir, for having this urban challenge fund, and 10,000 crores is allotted. Sir, the only recommendation and suggestion I have for the government, sir, is please use, if possible, 80% or 90% of this fund for urban planning. States are not doing urban planning. All our cities are becoming cesspools. 40% of Indian population is going to be living in cities by 2035 or 2040, and no urban planning goes into the growth of cities. We don't have new greenfield cities. Please plan 5 or 10 new greenfield cities. Make provision out of this urban fund. And with that, sir, I would want to wish the government the best. As I said, I don't think it's a great budget, but it's a good budget. I'm willing to live with it, but I will feel it is great if they actually implement these schemes. Thank you, sir.
माननीय प्रोफेसर राम गोपाल जी यादव।